getting us ready for the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. Opening ceremony will kick off at 7:30 on Friday. A part of our team is in Rio, Kelly Stavis and Rutledge Wood. Now, I'm thinking Kelly Stavis is working very diligently. I'm not exactly sure what Rutledge is doing here, and I don't know what he's drinking out of there.
You know what Rutledge is doing? Rutledge is being Rutledge. That's what
Rutledge does.
And if I had a dollar for every time I heard, I'm not exactly sure what Rutledge is doing right here.
You would be a very rich man. Paul Menard has shown great speed at Pocono this weekend. A lot of attention has been put on the crew chief that is now calling the shots for Paul Menard, and that is Danny Stockman. Paul Menard, fastest in qualifying yesterday, and now comes out and has put great laps together. Lap after lap, he is 7th as far as the fast lap for himself.
Yeah, Paul Menard is running some good laps, but I'll tell you the car that, in my opinion, is head and shoulders above the field is Kevin Harvick. And what can you do when you have a great race car is you can work on more things than just speed. So right here is his time chart, Jeff. You see on the left lap time, the goal is to be towards the bottom of the graph. And you see right here, he runs along very consistent until you get to this area we shaped in. Kevin Harvick just didn't instantly lose over a half a second a lap for that group of laps. What are they doing, Jeff? They're working on different ways to save fuel.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick is really smart. He's done this for a long time. If his car is good, and he can, even to be honest with you, there were times when his car wasn't good and he would still take time to do this. Understand how to save fuel again for a given lap time. It's easy to save fuel. It's a whole other thing to run a certain speed and save fuel. That information is what a driver and a team have to have in situations late in the race. So Kevin Harvick, with a fast car today, took time, 4 or 5 laps, to say, you know what? Let's figure out what we can do to get fuel mileage. That's what that was all about.
You know, Jeff, back in June, it was a Stewart Haas car here with an interim crew chief that went to victory lane, and perhaps that could happen here again. Rodney Childers, the real crew chief for the 4-car, suspended for this weekend. Dax Geringer filling in the race engineer, and right now, as we've seen by the speed charts, the 4-car extremely good, consistent, very fast. Now, Dax Geringer has had a relationship with Rodney Childers that goes back to the early 2000s. He's been his race engineer going back all the way back to 2008. Won a race that year with David Bruneman, won the Coca-Cola 600. Rodney Childers, the crew chief, Dax Geringer, the race engineer. The two think very much alike, and right now, the knowledge that Geringer has of the way that Rodney Childers likes to do things throughout the course of the practice certainly paying off. The 4-car is looking very good so far.
Rick, why do we continue to harp on fuel here at Pocono? Well, let's go back a year ago. This race a year ago looked like it was going to be a no-brainer win, and you see here Joey Logano with a couple laps to go, shaking his race car out of fuel, hands the lead to Kyle Busch, so we think Kyle Busch is going to be the guy. He runs out of gas, the 78 runs out of gas, all of these cars run out of gas trying to stretch it. Matt Kenseth wasn't even really in the picture. I mean, he was running well inside the top 5, but no one had the 20-car winning the race, but Matt Kenseth, and sometimes that's the way to do it, Jeff. Not leading the race actually allowed him to save a little bit more fuel, run a little bit slower pace, not shift as much. So fuel is going to come into play tomorrow.
We saw Jamie McMurray, one of the other cars, it looked like he was going to take over as far as leading the race, having enough fuel, but right now, Jamie McMurray in the top 10 as far as speed goes, 10th currently for a lap.
And we talk a lot about Jamie McMurray's teammate Kyle Larson, but when we're looking at Murray, he's 15th in the chase standings. So he's plus 34 above the cut line, which with 6 races left, plus 34 is nothing. If you have a bad run, back. We saw Chase Elliott give up a lot of points the last 4 or 5 weeks. So this one team would love to get a win to guarantee themselves in the chase. And even more than that, I think they just want to start showing more speed. So if you get in the chase, you want to feel like you have a chance to compete for a championship.
Yeah, remember last week, the race to get to the bottom on restarts, Jamie McMurray tried to find a hole. There was one there, but Tony Stewart was coming a little quicker than he thought. And in my opinion, the 1-car, this team, they got lucky last week. They got into a wreck, but a lot of people they were racing around for those chase spots, they got in wrecks also. So that's an example of how one little small mistake, although they got by with it, can move you out of the chase. But they were running well, they had a good car, and I think that's primarily what they're focusing on. They need to find a little bit of speed, no question if you'd ask you. They need to find a little bit. They ran well, not great last week, but ran well. They're running well again here today. They just need to finish off the next several races in solid positions to move themselves into the chase.
Well, and the reason you have to do that because everyone in that same area is battling. You know, you take the 3 of Austin Dillon. He's currently above the cut line and running decent, not winning races, not running in the top 5, but a top 10 last week in Indianapolis at 9th. Again here this weekend, showing some decent speed in qualifying trim, really even the race trim as well. 10th on the board today, running a lot of laps. Has run 26 laps already for this practice. So, you know, it's starting to heat up. We talk about the pressure of winning a championship. Well, for these teams from Chase Elliott all the way through Ryan Blaney, every team on that Chase standings lineup right there started this year with the hopes to make the chase. That's the season. So when you leave Richmond and you are not in the chase, you can start working on 2017 because your 2016 is essentially over. So the pressure for these teams is right now over the summer.
Right. Next 6 weeks, 6 races. Austin Dillon currently plus 53 above the cutoff line and would like to stay there.